So it's been about 2 weeks since NovaCon. Things have calmed down since that craziness. You guys had time to sort of step back, relax. Um, if anyone wishes to use the grounding rules, I will allow for a reduction of 1 flux. If you want to spend your time not using your powers away from other novas, essentially just sort of reducing your own flux if that if you wish to do something like that. That's universally available. Every nova kind of either knows how to ground or can be taught how to ground. It's not that hard. You just have to constrain yourself. But let's go around and see what people are getting up to. We'll start with Levon. What would Levon do if he has a little time to himself?
I will be taking advantage of the grounding, so I've reduced my flux by 1.
Okay.
That said, I do want to try and make good on my promise of donating to a charity. What sort of
My man.
What sort of charitable organizations exist for Central and South America in the world of Aberrant?
There's plenty of charities of that nature. I mean, if you want to be super cheeky about it, the Aeon Society does good all over the world.
I feel that would be against the spirit of the agreement. Like, I would do that if I wanted to explicitly upset Aterrados.
What is this? If you don't want to upset me, right? Right?
I mean,
yeah, right.
Ooh, that's really tempting. But
come on.
I will probably use like Utopia resources for the search.
Sure.
But I would rather not do something inferior. That would feel grimy.
Give me a culture roll.
Okay. Let me do culture resolve.
Okay.
Because I resolve to make good on this. How many is that? I have 2 in culture. So 2 and 3. That's 3 successes, and I got 2 rerolls. So 3 plus another reroll, 4.
Nice.
Google has a built-in dice roller.
It does. Pretty good.
4 successes total.
4 successes total. Fantastic. So you're looking around, you're trying to find something appropriate. And there are plenty of charities, some of them focused on, Central South America. A lot of them, it's always hard to tell with charities. They are always, you never can tell how much of they exist to foster their own interests as opposed to the interests that they profess to. But you actually find a file in the Utopia files regarding sort of older organizations that are not so much charities, but things that they watch for. And you find an organization that actually is fairly old called the Revolt Elegante. They are essentially they're a organized international radical leftist organization that refrains from violence in most instances. Only in the most extreme instances are they connected to anything that might be framed as a terrorist act. But given Western governments' take on leftist organizations, they get branded as terrorists more often than not. But you look in sort of the Utopia Aeon files, and without so much as saying so, they basically say we give these guys a pass. Like, they don't seem to be anywhere near as bad as governments say they are. They actually do a lot of good. If donations that are aimed towards that area of the world end up getting to this organization as opposed to something that might be considered more respectable, it's not that big of a problem as far as Utopias and Aeon are concerned.
Okay. Then I will make I will make a wealth 3 rating donation to them, and I will put it in Aterrados' name.
Oh,
Nice.
my man. Yeah, you just bought yourself a date.
What is your total wealth rating?
3.
3. Okay, so you're out of cash for the moment. That clears out kind of your spending cash, and you still have your regular income and all that. But for it's the first of the month. You just paid rent, and now you're a little tight for a bit, which is considerable. But yeah, so you make that happen pretty easily. It takes a little bit of effort actually to like find a place to give these people money because they don't necessarily have a PayPal link. But you find a way and you append it to be in Aterrados' name, which we'll see what comes of that.
Okay, cool.
All right, we'll go ahead and move to Fawn. What would Fawn be up to in the week or so after NovaCon?
Um, Probably the first week is recovering from the space trip. It really messed with her, and then having probably contacting the Team Tomorrow team to check on the person that she helped. And then after that, after realizing she has some downtime, she's probably going to try to set up that coffee date.
Okay, so you're sending with some. You're spending some R&R. You're relaxing. Would you have sent? I'm going to assume you're probably going to send a message to Schwarzschild or Levon,
Yeah.
and Waterlily is probably the people you'd be in contact for those two various things, right?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll take a note of that. Waterlily, what are you up to?
Question: has Tensor returned to the apartment?
Tensor is back. They had a very brief stay in a Utopia Triton medical facility, and did return to their apartment within a few days.
Okay. Have they gone back to like hermiting, or is this
Very much they are back to hermiting?
Okay, cool.
They will come out to go to work or get food, but they do not engage in a lot of social time.
Okay. So yeah, then in that case, if there's not a lot of of that, then probably we'll go ahead and engage in some grounding. I'll take off one of these flux.
Okay.
And otherwise, I think that there's gonna be, because we've heard about the sluice information, I think Virginia's gonna go ahead and try and do some follow-up on the young, to her mind, the young Nova from the protest.
Okay. How are you going about that? Are you sending messages through
Sure.
official channels? What's your strategy for that?
She's got the Common Edge friends everywhere,
Okay.
which is a bonus to Utopian Aeon connections.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll definitely be a matter of sort of going through the, hey, I'm interested in this, probably the resources that she mentioned the first time of, I've been assisting with young eruptions and helping their, emotional stabilization. I'm really interested in this case. I want to check on it.
Okay. You get that. You start putting those feelers out into the world. But it may not surprise you to see that you hit a little bit more resistance than you normally do when you pull upon those sorts of resources. There's a lot of bureaucracy and hurry up and wait and those things. You get the sensation that the gears are moving, but not with the speed that they normally do when you pull upon those sorts of resources.
Got it.
Okay. And Aterrados, true to Machinist's word, he has given you a wealth of information on the vast majority of people on your list of CEOs and other big powerful people, what have been done a lot of terrible things to the working poor of the world, particularly in Central America. So you have a big wealth of data and information to be combing through, including a lot of weird stuff, like weirdly personal information, stuff that you're not sure how Machinist got his hands on a lot of this. It doesn't seem to come from any common source, but it can definitely be useful for any sort of mission that you want to try and put together.
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, let's whistleblow this. So yeah, anything that's not like too personal, like no one needs to know the senator's like waist size. Like,
Yeah,
chill out
and
on that.
and there is shit like that. There is
Yeah.
there's like people's measurements. There's there's like data on like their personal like plumbing in their houses,
Oh,
uh
interesting.
like health monitor
Wow.
stuff.
Huh.
There's strange, and like I said, it doesn't seem to be like you can't even looking at it like a top level thing, you have no idea how any one source can get all this
Yeah.
information. It had to have come from a lot of different sources.
Weird. Okay.
But you're doing some whistleblowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's. I'm like anything that's not like creepy specific. I'm putting it out there for the world to know. Like these guys suck.
Okay.
Um.
Are you just doing this yourself? You pulling on any of the resources in the Terrigen?
I mean, if they're into it, I don't.
Absolutely, they're into it. It's like
Oh fuck yeah.
It's a you live in the Blackburn, which by now you've realized is like the personal domain of a Nova by the name of Synapse,
Mhm.
who is essentially like a trickster god of the OpNet.
Ooh.
So like
Internet.
you start like every now and then when you're looking up some like weird shit and planning some shenanigans, it's almost like Clippy shows up. Like, hey,
Oh.
it looks like you're trying to expose the nefarious deeds of multiple CEOs. Would you like some help?
Yeah, sure. And I'm gonna be like, is this Circuit? No, this ain't Circuit. This is Synapse. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's like, no, like, and it actually popped up in a little chat window. I was like,
hey.
no, it's not Circuit, it's Synapse. You're fucking dude,
Yeah,
whatever.
I know. I was teasing you. Yeah, but yeah, let's.
But hey, on the subject,
Yeah.
if you see Circuit again, if you talk with her,
Uh-huh.
I can't really like fucking go on a date or anything, but hey, let her know. She's pretty cool. I like her.
Oh, okay.
I like her work. It's great.
Yeah,
We really need to get her out of that fucking cesspit of utopia, though.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah, she was when last time I saw her, she was like playing around with it like a little kid in like a sandbox.
No,
Pretty
she needs. We need to open her eyes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna send her a message.
Sure, man. Like if you want me to put this in places where it can do some fucking damage, I can do some fucking damage.
Yes, do some damage.
Sweet. Where did you get this, by the way?
I did a favor, and that's how I got it. Probably just leave it at that.
Cool, man. I understand. I get it. There's some weird shit in here. How the fuck did they get this?
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyway,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, no, man. I'll all right. Do you have any priority lists here? Any particular
U.S. senators? Like, I feel like
U.S. senators, we can do that. I think okay,
that.
yeah, you got 3 U.S. senators that we can do some real fucking damage to. All right, cool. I can put these in the right places.
Excellent.
This is cool. If you get more of this, let me know. This is super useful.
Yeah, I'll work to get more of it. And he's gonna like quickly send a message to Circuit via like social means, like, hey, want to get cream puffs or coffee?
We will sort that out at a later date.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So yeah, you get that going, and it's pretty good. After you've done that, I mean, a couple days go by, and everyone sees some fairly scandalous and salacious news gets out on the OpNet regarding 3 U.S. senators that apparently have been up to some fairly nefarious things, particularly in the area of Central America. Which unsurprising, but this is some newer stuff.
Yeah.
So that hits the OpNet, and at least one of them resigns immediately, and impeachment proceedings start on the other 2.
Hey, maybe I don't have to kill people.
And
Yay!
after that happens, you actually get a email from a Nova that you know by reputation of Garen.
Oh, okay.
Who is sort of the figurehead of the Aberrant movement, which are the members of the Terrigen that are probably rightly branded as terrorists.
Cool. All right.
And it's setting up a meeting for a couple days from now.
Oh, all right. I will click accept. I will go to this Facebook meeting. Let's do this.
Oh no, it's a meeting at the Black Garden. He is going to come to New York to talk to you.
Oh, wait, did you say the Olive Garden?
No, I did not say the Olive
okay,
Garden.
that-
OpNet.
Okay, that would have
anyway.
been really cool.
All right. So Waterlily and Schwarzschild, you both get independent messages from Fawn, setting some things up. Waterlily, you get some information. You get basically a request from Fawn about Tensor.
Would pretty much reply of they're back. They seem to be okay. Thanks for checking.
Okay. Will you just let them know if they want to talk or anything? I'm more than happy to help them.
I can possibly clarify helping with what specifically.
Helping? I don't know how to explain it. If they have questions or anything, I'm willing to answer them and help them how I can.
Well, I saw what you did with helping with abilities, and that's definitely interesting. But also, they went through a lot, and I don't know if you were just offering emotional help. So that was my clarification.
Both?
Noted. Period.
Fawn kind of blinks down at the short message and looks very confused and wonders what she did wrong to make Waterlily mad at her.
Oh no.
Because now she thinks Waterlily's mad at her because all the texts have been very short and impersonal.
Awesome.
Okay, and then Schwarzschild, you get that message from Fawn, regarding the long delayed coffee date.
The three dots of typing a message reply appear and then disappear and then appear and then disappear and appear, and then it's like he even though he is able to type, he still somehow manages to stutter. That sounds great. And is exacting in details about like where you want it to be, like wherever you would feel comfortable, no pressure, this is amazing, thanks, awesome, looking forward to it, haha, smiley face, etc. Just
Fawn just lets it all go by, and then she just kind of like tilts her head to the side, and she like walks over to Aterrados' room and like knocks on the door.
Yeah, come in. Who is it?
Me?
Oh, okay, yeah, come in.
She's kind of like looks over at Aterrados and she goes, "Is there something wrong with me? Am I intimidating? And scary?"
Yes.
What?
Oh, you have, I mean, from a normal appearance, right? You have red eyes, white hair. It's obvious that you have powers, antlers and such. So there's a lot going on there that's probably different from the norm. And I think most outliers can be viewed as scary sometimes. So,
Oh,
but that's okay.
that might explain some things then. Okay.
Why? What's up?
Just everyone I've been talking to today has been really weird.
Oh, like I have you guys been getting coffee or
Well, Waterlily, I think Waterlily's mad at me. She
Oh.
was very short with me in text messages. And now Levon's all acting awkward.
Oh, well, you know what? Sometimes things can be kind of lost in messaging and stuff like that. So why don't we all get together sometime and go somewhere?
Well, we're supposed to go on a coffee date. I'm setting that up currently.
Oh, well, that sounds cool. Can I come?
Oh, Okay, sure. I don't see why that would be a problem. He's not particularly fond of Sovereign. But he told
I
me
mean,
that you guys talked a lot.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like Sovereign, the more I feel like her powers have turned her more so into this persona in a way, like almost like an influencer, which is totally cool. But I think it's gotten to a point where she has lost herself in that whole process. So while she might be attractive in kind of like a very intelligent and unbiased view, when looking upon her, I just feel mostly pity.
I I mean, she hasn't talked to me recently, but Mm,
Yeah. Oh.
people get really upset with her.
Well, she's a
And
polarizing individual. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I think her whole thing, her whole shtick is people having either hate her or love her. It has to be polarizing either way. Something big, no, not mediocre, or mellow.
okay. Um, let me finish setting up this date and
Oh, it's a
please,
date. Wait, who's it a date with? Are you dating Levon or is it Waterlily?
uh, I was gonna go on a date with Levon.
Oh no, that's awesome. That's cool. No, that's great. That's sweet. That's good to hear. That's awesome. I'm glad that's
Will
happening. I'm glad this is happening to you with
you
the other person. It sounds like a good idea. Awesome
will
stuff.
you
I'm really, huh?
will you help me pick out something to wear? Usually
Oh,
I'd ask I'd I'd ask Cassie, but she's not here.
no, of course. Yeah. Any way I can support you. No, that's totally cool. Yeah, I can help out. Yeah, sure.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. No, it's cool. No, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm just yeah. No, I mean, it feels unkind to tell you the truth, but I guess even though I've said that, like I've kind of teased it out, and so it's almost like we can awkwardly move past it or address it, but that would probably be unfair to you. But I'm trying to be a good friend, so yeah, let's get some clothes on you that appeals to Levon.
Um, I, okay, if you're sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just happy to be here to support you, so that's cool.
Don't sound that.
No, really, I am. This is like your friendship means a lot to me. So yeah.
Fawn walks over and puts a hand on his forearm and says, "If if there's something bothering you, you can talk to me. It's okay."
Oh, it's like I said, it would probably um be unfair to you because you have something great going on, and it sounds like you should pursue that. Levon is, I think, a cool guy. Yeah, I saw the thing he did. He seems like a cool guy. Definitely a safe pick. Yeah,
A
uh,
safe pick?
yeah, like the jacket. Oh man, it's like furry around his neck. Like it's a nice look. Um, yeah, and with Utopia and everything. Like I said, safe pick.
We're going to transition away from this, mostly for the benefit of our viewers, so that they can have an awkward break. Back to Utopia Tower. Levon, you are sort of setting up details, looking at coffee bars, and you get a message from Bender.
Oh, yeah. What's it say?
It's basically, I'm in New York. I need to touch base with you real quick. Just a couple things we need to go over. Utopia stuff.
What time's good?
He says, I'm in a meeting right now. I can probably head up to your place in about 10 minutes.
Sounds perfect. I'll be here.
Cool. Yeah, so 10 minutes go by. Is there anything you would do before that?
Try to make the place presentable.
Okay.
It is a bachelor pad, but
Indeed it is.
um,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's easy enough to clean up. Yeah, he shows up. He's in his sport jacket, Oxford shirt, and he says, "Hey, Levon, cool, thanks. Just we just need to touch base about a couple of things. How you been, man?"
I've been all right. NovaCon was a thing, but
Oh man, I'm so glad I don't have to go to that anymore.
wait, how awesome do you have to be to not have to go to NovaCon?
Oh, well,
Didn't I see Slide there?
yeah, she totally enjoys it. So good for her. Yeah, no. Let's just say that doing the kind of work that I do, it's in everyone's best interest that I don't go to a massive conglomeration of fans and people. And yeah. Anyway, good. I'm glad you're doing all right. We got to have a talk about your relationship with your Utopia handlers.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Um, I get it, dude. I get it. Authority sucks. It sucks to be told what to do. I understand that 100%. Don't think that I don't understand it. But you're part of this thing. You're part of Utopia. You're part of Team Tomorrow. So what do we need to do to help you relate to your the people who are in charge of looking after you and making sure that you're safe and that you're in a part of this, you're a good working part of this organization?
I mean, this is about Alexander, right? And
For the most part, yeah.
it's about what all went down during NovaCon.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, Levon. I want to point some things out to you. So that video of you, that deep fake went up. And I just want to point out, nobody gave you a call about that. Nobody jumped to any assumptions about that. The assumption in-house, from what I'm assuming, was that someone was doing a hit job on you. No one thought that you would say anything like the things that that video said. And they were working really hard to counteract that message, to get that message out of the world, to make sure that, people don't think you're an asshole. So you didn't get chewed out about that. Am I right?
You're right.
So what Alexander was trying to contact you about, and what he's kind of in a little hot water about right now, is it's not that you talked with Aterrados, which we'll talk about him in a little bit. It's where you talked to him and what you said in front of a couple hundred people. And it's not even what you said. It's the fact that that message, an apology, a public apology, regardless of what you were apologizing about, could be twisted by anyone who was there, and it did happen, into thinking that you had something to apologize for. That there was validity to what that fake was about. Do you understand what we're talking about here?
Bender, I know what you're trying to get at, and I appreciate it, but man, how finely do you got to slice this thing? It's not what you said, it's where you said it. It's not what you said, it's just how close to the act of wiping my ass do I got to get before I don't ask permission? I mean, I go to this thing, I'm told to go to this thing, I get up in front of all these people, I talk, I tell them what I can. I have to be conscious about every single goddamn word that comes out of my mouth. And then when some bullshit deep fake comes out, which you're right, I wasn't told about, I wasn't informed as to the countermeasures that were being put out there. And then in the face of it all, the guy who had just gotten done beating the shit out of my teammate shows up. I take the initiative and I try to de-escalate the situation. I want to make sure that everything is fine and smooth between him and me. But I don't do it right, apparently. I don't say exactly the right words. And so, therefore, it is not only my problem, it is Alexander's problem. It is a legion of people's problems. It's your problem. Where the fuck does it end? Tell me, where? Where is that line, man? What do I have to do to not get talked at like I am a schoolboy?
I hear what you're saying, man. I hear it. And I wish I could give you a hard and fast answer. This is what being a public figure is about. People without superpowers have been dealing with public scrutiny for what, close to 100 plus years now. Mass media has been a thing. The biggest issue beyond that, I know it can be real easy to look at Aterrados, look at these other people, members of the Terrigen, sympathize with them. They're people. That we'd love to reach them. Ideally, we'd love to reach out to them, but they have a propensity and to get involved with some really scary, shady shit. As soon as his name started getting kicked up around, it brought up some stuff. He's on some watch lists, and not for bullshit reasons. The people have been tracking his industry. He's been buying bomb making materials. We've tracked to several large purchases. He's got connections to some people who will have done some pretty terrible things. And when these things get put together and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you say the wrong thing, it can compromise things.
So your response to me asking what can be done to avoid arbitrarily fine-grained supervision and chastisement is, oh, by the way, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you got to be worried about. I mean, look, man, maybe I have the wrong idea about you,
Look,
and
look, I'm not saying these things to bust your balls, Yvonne.
Well, they feel pretty goddamn busted, but go ahead.
I get it. I understand. It's not fun. It's not great. But you're probably never, if you're going to live this life, if you're going to be, held to the standard of Utopia and Team Tomorrow and Team Tomorrow eventually, if that's something you want in your future, then you're always going to have to deal with shit like that. You think I don't get chewed out? It's frustrating. It sucks. It's not fun, but it's part of the price of doing the right thing, to use what you've been given to help save the world. It's a nasty fact. But like I said, it's not just Novas. Public figures have to learn this lesson.
We exist and we can do impossible things. So why the hell are we beholden to this outdated notion of fame? Like it was like something that Aterrados said, that like revolution requires violence. And I'm all like, that's bullshit. And he said, it's never been that way before. Well, we've never been before. And here we are. I can fly. I can bend gravity like a neutron star. I can resist the harshness of space if I were so inclined to just fly straight up. Don't sit there and tell me that we have got to be
Held to a standard.
no, that's not it. Why can't we make a standard that doesn't include this kind of bullshit? Why can't we be better? Why is everything so shackled? Think of what all we could be doing to make the world a better place without all of this. There has got to be some way of using what we have, of doing it right, but all this stuff bogged down. I mean, my God, if there are supposed to be groups of people out there, I literally have a social media team, and I know they ain't the best and brightest. The best and brightest exist for all of Team Tomorrow, but they're talented people. Why? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, man. I just
Levon, I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to ask you a simple question, and I really want an honest answer, because it's what people are actually worried about. Beyond all the media shit, beyond all the work, because you're right, we have the best and the brightest. We can work out anything. We can twist things. We can shine things up. We can cover pretty much any mistake and let you start going around killing people. But it comes down to this. The question I need to ask you, and I need a real honest answer from you, is your problems with Alexander, with everyone who's trying to help manage your image and trying to shape what you do and how you're perceived, is any of it because they are baselines? I don't want a knee-jerk answer, Levon.
Well, do you want an answer now?
I do want an answer. I just didn't want the first thing that came out of your mouth. I wanted you to think about it for a second.
No, that ain't it at all. It wouldn't matter if Alexander had powers or not, or I'm frankly just as pissed off at you now as I am as him. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's not the. No.
Okay.
Hell no.
I'm okay with you being pissed at me. That's fine. Like I said, none of this is fun. None of this is great. It's just here at Utopia, that's the one thing that we have to watch out for more than anything else.
I mean, frankly, I'm a little bothered that you felt the need to ask the question.
I was pretty sure what the answer would be. I'm glad that it was what I thought it would be. But like I said, that's our number one concern. And it gets a lot of people worried if it even begins to look like it's like that.
Jesus Christ.
Because there's Novas that do feel that way. Feel like they don't have to listen to someone who can't lift a car over their head. and we try to not let them work here.
I wouldn't feel right working beside somebody with that kind of bigotry. But at the same time, I don't want to work with people who treat me like a child and who act regularly as if I ain't got no goddamn sense at all. And if I'm out doing something, what is expected of me when I go out? You know, I'm supposed to comport myself in a certain way. I'm supposed to not use my powers in a certain way, you know? And I know it's the same for Waterlily, you know, they're just in different arenas. Hers is the more social and mine's the more physical. You wouldn't want her, you know, manipulating an entire crowd just as much as you wouldn't want me going through a building. I understand that. That makes sense to me. But when it gets down to all this can, can't, yes, no, this sort of parsimonious stuff, it rapidly loses its efficacy. It just doesn't make any sense. I understand that there's justifications for it, and that's all well and good, but what's it got to take for you to see this is an organization that is dealing with some terrible bloat? It has nothing to do with who I like or who I respect. I have nothing but respect for Alexander. He's a hardworking man. I think he should maybe take the occasional vacation, but
Well, he might be having to do that real soon.
Oh,
Bender,
It's fine.
no, it's something else. You're here, and I think you're really the only person that I trust to tell this to.
He takes a step back for a minute and like kind of gives you a like he pulls out a little doohickey on his watch and like raises his eyebrow with his finger above it. Like, do I need to press the silence button?
I'll nod.
He pushes it, and there's a kind of a feeling of quantum static that emanates out. What's up?
I've been offered to talk with Divis Mall.
He doesn't
And
move for a good 3 seconds.
I wanted to inform you of that, not only for its surface level bureaucratic implications, but I don't know if Utopia has got it in them to have some sort of sting operation. But if they do, or if there's any sort of plan like that, then I have a standing invitation.
He sighs and he says, "That's some real dangerous waters."
Like I said, I trust you.
And it does kind of dovetail into what we were talking about earlier. And let me just sum up what I want you to think about and what you want to. I'm going to try and answer all the questions you've thrown my way about, you know, what's the line, what's the limit. I'll try and sum it up as quickly and succinctly as possible. Is you need to watch your ass when a camera's around.
Right.
Because, and he pulls out a little device and presses it, and a little holographic projection comes up of you and Sovereign at that maid cafe, and her issuing the invitation to talk to Divis Mall. We spiked the hell out of this, but it got out there, if we need something like that, I'll let you know.
All right then.
Yeah. Pushes his watch again, and that static goes down. Like, all right, Levon. I wasn't looking forward to this conversation. I'm sure you weren't looking forward to it either.
Not really, but it happened. I'm glad it's with you and not with Alexander.
Yeah, it was pretty much determined that shouldn't go down that way. Just be aware of the pressures he's under, and he can't fly. He can't do the things you can do.
No, he can't. But funnily enough, he most of the time seems to have a lot more power than I do. So
The power of Utopia, power of Aeon is substantial, but it's nothing compared to what it can be done when it's working in concert of novas like us. When we work in lockstep, then that's when the world changes for the better. I got to get going. I'm sure you got shit to do.
yep. Happy
And
trails.
Yeah, just you can call me whenever.
Noted. I
And
appreciate that.
He holds out his hand for you.
No, I'll shake it.
He shakes it. Says, "All right, I got to get going."
Have fun. Say hi to everybody for me.
Will do. And he heads out. Waterlily.
Ooh, yeah.
What would you be up to? I'm gonna say you weren't in the apartment for that.
Right. Okay. So yeah, no, I think since I'm looking at, you know what, actually I think if she's not in the apartment, then she's probably like on another level since
Mhm.
we're in the building itself. And either doing training or like trying to better understand, because she's limited in sciences and she's learning that recently. I think she's trying to pick up on some more knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, you're in one of the science departments. And you are like working on some projects, working on some guided learning programs that they have. And you look up for a brief moment and you see Tensor walking through the hallway going to one of the art research labs.
Oh, hi. Tensor, hi.
They stop and look and nod to you.
Uh, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good, good. You haven't been out of your room recently, so I wasn't sure, but I'm glad. I'm very glad.
Yeah, it was a fun con. I had a good time.
I did too. Thank you. I really didn't think I was going to actually, but I had a lot of fun with you.
Yeah. I remember some fun times. Yeah.
There is a brief like expression of I fully understand. Maybe you don't remember too much. Um, uh, what are you? Right. Sorry. What are you working on today?
Oh, I'm going over some data from the latest experiments at CERN.
Yeah, definitely. I can't say I'll keep up, but I guess I'm curious. Is it
It's work stuff. It's part of my work study contract. So it's not like personal projects or anything like that.
oh, what what personal projects are you working on?
Um, he says, "Look, can we go get a coffee or something, like in the break room, real quick?"
Yeah, that's fine. Let me put a pause on this, and goes and basically pauses the interrupted, or excuse me, the project learning, and sets that down. Yeah, this is figure I'll take, advantage of the resources while I have them.
No,
This
that's
is kind
smart.
of kind of
That's
my
smart.
replacement college right now.
It's smart. It's they have a lot of resources, a lot of good stuff. I mean, I had my choice of going to various institutions that I thought would help me uh, leverage my skills. Actually, had a pretty good offer from Core. Do you know who Core is?
No, sorry.
It's a corporation run by he's known as the mathematician. He's actually one of the what anybody can tell, he's one of the more scientifically minded Terrigen. But I decided to work for Utopia instead. They actually would have offered me more money over there.
Wow. Um, well, I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, because I don't want to work with the Terrigen, Virginia. I don't like them. I don't like some of the things that they do. I don't like some of their philosophies. And I certainly don't like when two of them come into a bedroom where I'm in a very vulnerable state.
Right. We're gonna go to the break room. Come on. And basically nods in agreement, unless Tensor
No,
um
they follow you to the break. Well, I'm gonna assume that this conversation happened in the break room because they
okay,
wouldn't have said
cool.
any of that out in the middle of the hallway.
Okay, cool. I was like, I'm not sure this happened. Okay. Um yes. Um yes, sorry. Um how much of that do you remember?
Quite a bit.
Okay. I didn't I honestly didn't realize the state you were in, and I very much apologize for that. I've never seen I've never seen somebody whose powers were having that effect on them. And I still don't really understand what was happening.
I cut loose a little bit too much. Um, I'd been pushing myself at work, and sometimes things can get a little crazy. I've actually been not using my powers for the last couple of weeks or last week or so. But I don't. I'm not. I'm not super mad. I don't like that they were close to me in that state. You didn't know my feelings on that. Obviously, you have been getting up and close and personal with them, but I don't want anything to do with them.
Of course, I will remember that in the future for any interactions. I Yeah, that was very much a circumstance where I didn't want to leave you, but wasn't sure what to do with somebody else in an emotional state, and I should have I should have handled that differently.
That's cool. I just I've been keeping my distance because I didn't want to, but I do have to get back to the lab.
Right, of course. Well, then I hope you have a good rest of your day.
I need an empathy roll from you.
Sure. All right. We're going to go with cunning and empathy, just for sort of trying to have an awareness of a situation.
Okay.
Um, question: does the specialty for resist anger apply?
No.
Okay, got it. Okay, that is 3.
they were far more put together and composed throughout all of that than you've ever seen them in sort of just general social dealings.
Mhm.
You're not sure exactly what that means, but there was a lot of work put into them projecting what they were trying to communicate to you.
Right.
And something about it feels a little off.
Mm. Virginia feels like pushing it right now is probably not going to get a good response. That's a, that this has already moved into like let them say their piece. So that we're going to release that. Just let them get back to work. And keep that in mind.
And you put that aside, and you get a message on your phone from the number that you previously got a message from Margaret Mercer.
Oh, goody. And that is exactly the tone of the, well, this day is gonna go somewhere else, and checks their messages.
And it is a sort of a invite to a meeting up in Westchester
When?
later this afternoon.
Oh, of course, because she assumes anything that Ms. Mercer wants has already been cleared.
There's a sub note regarding the UN incident.
Oh, then yes, absolutely. Accept.
And that's where we'll end it this week. Tune in next time to see where things go from here on Aberrant Atomic Youth. Don't forget to follow the characters on Twitter to see more of the story, and follow Simulacra RPGs for updates on the show and the channel. If you'd like to support the show, you can subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels at Simulacra TV, but the best way is to go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios and become a patron. A big thanks to our $5 and up patrons. You keep the story going, and we couldn't do it without you. Until next time, remember, your legacy is our future.